What's going on, y'all? It's J Smo Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see, it's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag here, although it is mainly a top 5 performances video, but this is a video based around T-Rex. Going to talk a little bit about the legend who was just announced for Homecoming 2, T-Rex versus Chess. I'm going to start with some of my quick thoughts on that battle and the announcement, and then we can get to my top 5 Rex performances. Now, I guess I wouldn't say a disclaimer, right? But when we are talking about Rex performances, particularly, you have to go to someone's prime to find their best performances, right? And it was a bit obviously of a different era. So what you're going to see here is more one-rounders than usual. For the most part, what you'll see with my top 5s is that when these guys have extensive resumes, it's usually a mixture of the best competition they face, some of the biggest moments, impactful, biggest stages of their career, and then more times than not, some of the best material they ever wrapped, right, for it to be their best performance. When it comes to T-Rex, I would even say that there's a few 3-round battles that over the course when battle rap has evolved, to me, become a little bit more impressive than some of his older work. But when you look at the foundation, the Smack DVD era and before that, what Rex was a part of when he was amazing in battle rap. A lot of people say some of the best years of T-Rex was actually off camera. But what you're going to notice here's a lot of one-rounders that are very quotable, moment driven, some other battles that even though the comp isn't exactly there like some others that he's faced, it's a matter of what it did for his career and what it really did for battle rap. So when we talk about a guy like Rex or any of these older MCs, you got to view their top performances through a bit of a different microscope, but we're still going to break those down to give them all the respect. But to start out, just my quick thoughts on Rex versus Chess. Definitely a battle that we saw coming, right? It's been talked about for a minute now. Rex saying that he's down to battle Chess. Chess has to kind of clean it up, basically make the battle make sense to finally get booked. And then as for Chess, he's always going to be in line for big plates, but his inconsistencies are the only reason that this battle has taken this long to happen. In terms of the winner, there's many reasons to be doubtful of both. Sorry to say, in terms of a prediction. Obviously, when it comes to Rex, just completing 3 rounds, with good pace, that he just tends to gas out quickly. And I think in the Big K battle, what you see is something that you haven't seen a lot with Rex post-Clips battle. We're talking about over a 10-year span, is having 2 competitive rounds within the battle. Like, he did that versus Bill Collector as well, but for the most part, T-Top, K-Shine, even Rum Nitty, most recently on the Drake card back in 2021, he'll start out with a great first round, and then he just almost immediately gasses out going into the second and the third, and just runs out of competitive material. The flip side with Chess is just getting through his material. We know whether it's throwing up, choking really more than anything, just forgetting his rhymes, he's a bit of a flight risk. Now, I will say the thing that makes this battle, gives it the most hope, you put it in New York. Is there a better place for it to both go? You get a home game for both. You get Rex having his return to New York type of moment. So I think automatically first round that he's going to have a lot to work with crowd-wise. It'll be I'm not going to say easy because this isn't an easy sport, but I think there's a very high chance that Rex at the very least has like a breakout, heavy first round. And as for Chess talent-wise, I think that he's just better in this battle for current day battle rap. But it's about betting on Chess being clean through 3 rounds. Big stage. While he's been great in New York before, there's also a lot of energy, a lot of chance for things to get a little bit too exciting, which we know when Chess kind of gets worked up. That's kind of when you end up seeing him have his malfunctions, as we'll say. Skill-wise, like I said, I think Chess should be able to win this battle, but I have a big thing with Chess. I cannot keep betting on him till I see it consistently. In a way, same thing I did with Twerk. And then look, now consistency's there. It's easy to bet on him. So I am going Rex 2-1 edge going in. Wouldn't be shocked if Chess wins, but a lot of variables to take into account with this one. But just to mention the 3 honorable mentions real quick. First one to talk about is T-Rex versus Arsenal. Goes down on UW, going back, what is that, about 2012, right? Maybe a year or 2 before 2012. And when you look at that battle, first of all, battling near prime Arsenal in Jersey, if not flat out prime Arsenal. And then the first round that he had, which is an extremely legendary round, that's where the all-time Trick Haymaker came from, going at Arsenal. It is a pivotal moment, in the catalog of Rex. Now, the reason that I ended up not putting this in the 5 is just the rest of that battle, 3-round battle, is just not very good. You get to the second round, very not good round from Rex. Arsenal clears him out. You get into the third, you got the race swag, kind of like reaching over incident to Mook, the punch shove, whatever you want to call it, takes the whole momentum out of the battle really after the whole scuffle is done. Neither of their thirds are that good. It leaves it up to being a debatable battle really for the wrong reasons. A lot of people gave it to Ars. You could give it to Rex, but after the first, it's not the greatest Rex performance. You know what I'm saying? But you got to mention it with that first round, at least as an honorable mention. As for the next two, I have NH, extremely pivotal and going. You know what I'm saying? Now we're going way back for this one. Plays into the whole Philly versus New York rivalry, which was a humongous building point for early stages of battle rap. You can go into the Too Raw for the Streets, you know what I'm saying, the freestyles, the call-outs, Rex's call-outs, you know what I'm saying, the face-off that he had with Reed towards the end of this battle, you know what I'm saying, the shots that he threw at him. And I think NH is just one of the best battles that came out of this. Rex's third in this battle is absolutely killer. You know what I'm saying? One of the elite rounds from back in the day. There is an argument that NH got the first two rounds, but a lot of people do end up giving it to Rex second and third. Very good battle, and then plays into so many different things that would go on with later on. Obviously, Tech 9 and TRex would go on to battle. A lot of different Philly versus New York battles, and too important of a rivalry, not to mention, especially the part that Rex played in it back in the day. And then that leaves you with the Math Hoffa battle, the first URL main event. And what can you say about this one? A classic. Moments for both of them that make it classic. Obviously, Mass third round in this battle with the whole, you know what I'm saying, the ear situation. Classic. But a lot of people give this, including myself, the first two rounds of this battle to Rex. For the most part, just rapped at a different pace. Delivery and aggression-wise, what he added to battle rap. And really one of just the forefathers of delivery across the board, right? So cold, out-rapped him, I thought, for the most part. A lot of people gave it to Math at the time because, like I said, moments for the most part will get you battles, right? The whole ear situation, a lot of people will just have some winning off of that. But no matter how you call it, I still think it's extremely pivotal in the history of battle rap. Pivotal for Rex, you could debate, and as I have him winning the battle, and I think rounds out a good set for honorable mentions. And so getting into the top five of the list and starting at number 5, we are starting with a one-rounder on No Coast Battles, you know what I'm saying, versus G Soldier. Now, when you look at it, this is automatically going against what I usually have for these lists, right? When we talk about top competition, shout out G Soldier, you know what I'm saying? I definitely wouldn't say he's the top 5 or 10 people Rex has battled in his career, but it's about the impact of what Rex did. Also a one-rounder, you know what I'm saying, as mentioned. And more than anything, the one thing that everyone pulls from this battle is the 25K haymaker, the iconic 25K haymaker from Rex.
Mook want 25K to kill a nigga, that's ill. For 25K, I kill a nigga for real. Walk up on him, point blank range in his grill. This nigga mama will cry before my son miss a meal.
And it really was that simple back then. Now, his whole round in this battle is fire for the 4 or 5 minutes that he does rap. And it's kind of crazy to think for such a Hall of Famer that a 4 or 5 minute one-rounder, not the only one we're going to talk about, ends up finding itself in the top 5. But moments like that really defined careers at the end of the day. Still to this day does the... big moments, big quotables, all-time haymakers that stick to your name. No matter the battle that you get it in, it's still going to matter. But specifically back then, especially when they felt like you really killed someone in the battle, it meant everything in the world. Not too much to say, right, since it is a one-rounder and since it is really based off of one bar, but a fire round overall. Really just an example of what T-Rex would just do to people on the regular then. And for me, have to mention the G Soldier one-rounder in the top 5. From there, you can get to number 4, going to Smack DVD, and this is T-Rex versus Uncasa. Now, it's a little funny to explain this one, right? Because one, people had Rex winning so clearly at the time. There's always going to be the funny controversy that over time, you spit that shit on the radio and talking about Rex recycling from the dawn of time, man, right? So there's so many funny things about this battle more than anything. But in terms of like a pure performance, 5 rounds, another all-time quotable from Rex in this one, packing the Mac in the back of the act, which we all know about.
Y'all niggas, I'm just being T, so I'm violent to y'all niggas, Jim. I just want some moments from silence from y'all niggas. I'm sick of hearing all of this arrogant talk, nigga. You running like the meters on Cats in New York, nigga. I'm packing the 4, nigga. Mac of the 4, nigga, is actually your niggas. Man, look, the beam is actually your niggas. I'm packing the Mac in the back of the act in the 4, nigga.
And no matter what, obviously in a technicality, you'll have people that give Uncasa, I think it's like the first 3 rounds when they try to argue it or just say in a technicality that he won. I do think the first couple rounds of the battle are competitive, but for the last 3, I mean, Rex really just runs him down, and then by the time you hit the 5th round, back in the back of the act. I just love saying it. Who doesn't love saying it? Another all-time quotable. So with 5 and 4, what do you notice here? You notice that there is a bar from Rex in these battles that is like singed into the history of battle rap, and I think that that's something that you see with all 5 battles here, which is really, really cool. Obviously, people's all-time performances have quotables, but with Rex in particular, a lot of these quotables I'm going to mention are not just regular, you know what I'm saying, lines. These are lines that we all know by heart, would put maybe in the top 15 to 20 bars in battle rap history. And as times went on, right, when it comes to G Soldier or Unkasa, when you look at it, they haven't reached, nowadays we wouldn't put them as some of the toughest comp. You know what I'm saying? That's obviously they don't rap anymore. You wouldn't put them in modern battle rap. But it just goes to show at the time, winning just mattered no matter what. At the time, Unkasa was definitely a respected name. And these are just 2 of those pivotal wins that, even though they don't fit maybe what the new generation would like to grade top performances off of, they were part of what built a lot of battle rappers. A lot of battle rappers watch these battles, a lot of our greats, and use this as influence to go be great themselves, which is why I have them at 5 and 4 on the list. And as we get into the top 3 performances of Rex's career, you're going to notice quite a crazy pattern here, and something we'll talk about after I'm done getting from 3 to 1. But at number 3, we do have T-Rex versus Hitman Holla. Another one-rounder, this time on Work King Studios. So no Ghost, Work King Studios, right? Battles all over the place for the most part. But in terms of just pure material, it's a shame that battles like this end up as one-rounders. Like one more one-rounder we're going to talk about coming up. Because just material-wise, even for the fact that Rex raps half the time at Hitman raps about 8 to 10 minutes of this battle, and Rex raps about 4 to 5 minutes. But this round is so potent. Maybe my personal favorite Rex material all the time, to be honest with you. I think he catches just a perfect flurry of flows. He's getting reaction, but the way the building kind of worked, it seems like he's getting a lot of reaction, but still just rapping directly and very clearly through it because the noise doesn't overpower. So it just feels like an ever-going momentum and just a bit of an onslaught, even with half the time, versus, for those of you that have seen me talk about Hitman, one of the best battle rappers of all time, in my opinion, easily top 5 lock battle rapper. And Rex just really got the better of him. Now, compared to maybe some of the other Hitman losses that he has in his career, the very few that there are that are in 3-rounders, I think there's obviously uglier losses when the battle is just a little bit more serious in the 3-rounder. But in terms of 1 round, I mean, Rex kind of dogged Hitman. I can't stress it enough, dogged him with rapping half of the time. Has his version, which he has against all 3 St. Louis legends that he battles, of he is the man 1, man 2, manslaughter, right? So it's kind of like a series in terms of that bar. And then I hold my gun more than I hold my son. Disgusting all-time work from Rex, prime T-Rex to the core, even on a league that isn't around anymore, and it just goes to show the impact that he was having back then, and why I put that at number 3. And at number 2, probably the best one-rounder in the history of battle rap in terms of a back-and-forth aspect, and we do have we do have T-Rex versus Young Ill. Battle America one-rounder, incredible from both sides. While a lot of these performances, for the most part, we're talking about more dominance. I feel like he dominantly beat Jesus Soldier. I feel like he dominantly beat Hitman. For at the time he beat Unkasa, but when Unkasa knew all of his rounds, people feel a little bit differently. But him and Young Ill is truly a war, sitting at 4.4 million views for a one-rounder, which is insanity. I mean, it has been out a very, very long time, but 4.4 on a one-rounder, I think that might be a record. And just the back and forth here, before anything, obviously the man 1 bar is classic.
Whatever he got on his mind to get that shit sprayed out, he gonna need tubes to breathe, fish tank style. So St. Louis, don't cheat me and say y'all man 1. Because that's exactly what the judge gonna give me. Man 1, murder in the 1st degree with a handgun.
You get the Man One Bar versus Young Ill versus Hitman Holla. You get the hold my gun more than I hold my son versus Unkasi. You get Pack of the Mac in the back of the act, and then versus G Soldier, you get that 25K bar. So all about producing all-time moments is the name of the game, and he does that versus Young Ill while still having a very fire round throughout. Both of them do. Young Ill with the new era little scheme on the hat is so many things to like about this battle. It's pure battle rap, and like a few other ones here, a lot of people watch this and were inspired legends, people that we watch now, all time for so many different reasons, and probably easily the best one-rounder in battle rap history. And now at number one, what do you think is the best performance of T-Rex's career? I do have T-Rex versus A-Verb at Summer Madness 2. Now that we've talked about all three, it's kind of something I want to talk about with these top three performances, right? Obviously, Hitman, Young Ill, A-Verb, this is the big three for St. Louis, and Rex made quite a pattern of really showing out against these legends, battling pretty much all of them in their prime. He battled Hitman around like 2013 time. We are talking very much so in the middle of around prime Hitman. Young Ill speaks for itself. We just talked about how classic that battle is and how great Ill was in that battle. And even beating Verb 2012 around prime A-Verb times. Granted, we know what happens sometimes with A-Verb versus New Yorkers in New York, and this is one of the most prime examples of it. But the first two battles, he took Hitman in St. Louis. He took Young Ill in St. Louis and had those performances. So now to get a home game versus what one may debate is the best out of the Midwest around this time, although I always have thought the Hitman was specifically the best out of St. Louis and the Midwest, but takes Verb on Summer Madness, clearly the biggest platform of these three battles, and puts on an absolute masterclass. Wrapping up there to the stars with Busta and P. Diddy in the stands. Them shotgun shells is red and lime green.
Them shotgun shells is red and lime green. Them shotgun shells is red and lime green. When I squeeze, it look like a Gucci crime scene.
The Stevie J face. I mean, we talked about a bar, an all-time bar that he had from each of these battles, but in this one battle, it's like 3 or 4 different insane things he said to Verb. Cleared him out in the second and the third round of this battle. A lot of people will debate that Verb was hated on by the crowd. I think out of all the New York battles, this is definitely the one where they gave Verb the hardest time. Would that have made a difference? Absolutely not. So I want to give the fairness that clearly it was a home game to the core, right? And they were definitely booed Verb, gave Verb a lot of pushback. I even think Verb won the first round of this battle, although Rex had a good first as well. But even without that, Rex is second in this battle. Probably the best round he ever spit. I think there's a few that you can debate up there, but it is one of the best works he's had. And as for the third, just takes that to go clear out Verb some more. It's an all-time win against another all-time great 3-rounders on debatably the biggest stage of battle rap history. And that's why, in my opinion, Rex's performance versus Verb is the best from the legend in his battle rap career. And that is my full thoughts here, really on T-Rex as a whole in this video, right? T-Rex versus Chess coming up, gave my predictions here at the beginning of that, my initial predictions, and then my top 5 performances for T-Rex, including a couple honorable mentions that you may debate, you know what I'm saying, watching, are in the top 5. But you guys, please let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite Rex performance of all time? Even give your top 5 if you're willing to. And who do you have winning with Rex and Chess coming up? Now, I've been fairly critical of T-Rex over the last few years because I've always said, for the most part, this post-Clips battle era of his career is such a stark difference from a guy who is but easily a top 10 battle rapper of all time. If we're talking around the conversations that were held around 2012, 2013, hell, a lot of people still put him on Mount Rushmore and probably still debate that he might be a top 10 battle rapper of all time. I think the inconsistencies in his work he hasn't been the same guy for about half of his career. But when you look at this half of the career, I know that we could be critical of Rex because of what he's done recently, but it just goes to show, look at how, heralded the top 3 of St. Louis's, what they just did. Well, mostly Hitman and Verb, but you include Ill, what all 3 of them just did with Max Out 3. And then you think about in their primes, they faced T-Rex, and look at the results that we're talking about here. Also, some of the old Smack DVD work. There's a reason that a lot of our favorite rappers would. I'd say Rex. I hear more than anyone from actual battlers. Rex being on their Mount Rushmore and the influence that he had on them. There's just so many things that this man did all the way up until 2012. That, you know what I'm saying, from the start of when he was rapping, I think we're talking late 90s to 2012. People refer to that as prime wise, one of the best primes in battle rap history, and there is a reason why. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully we're gonna get some more Civil War drops, maybe even some Traffic drops, and we'll be able to review that. So look out for that one next. I'm gonna catch you on the next one, man. Peace.